A very warm good evening to all of you. Welcome to the 197th session of Centa's webinar series for teachers. I hope all of you are keeping safe and staying healthy. The topic for today's webinar is Revealing the Secrets of Algebra, and the facilitator for this session is Mr. M. Vignesh. Mr. M. Vignesh is a passionate math educator with a keen interest in exploring various methodologies of math education across the globe. His vision is to create a child centric approach to math education that can adapt and evolve with changing times. Welcome, sir. Before I hand over the session to the facilitator, I would like to inform all teachers that they will receive participation certificates for the session. So please do fill out the feedback form that will be shared with you towards the end of the session. Now you can start Mr. Vignesh, you can start the session.
I'm so happy that I'm just talking more. That's what I like so much joining this because when I see that like algebra, so we are going to see some and I'm Vignesh, who is actually like mathematics educator, called as a mathematics educator. So I request to the live chat option so that there will be an interaction with you. So before proceeding, I would like to see in the chat option whether my voice is audible so that it will be comfortable. Can you please put it in the chat if my voice is audible and clear so that I can know. Hi, good evening, if any of there. If my voice is audible so that I can, voice is breaking. Now is fine. It's not clear. Voice is clear. No, sir, it's breaking.
Sir, can you check the internet once? Hello. Yeah, I would request all the participants to wait for a minute so that our facilitator corrects the problem.
Yeah, okay. Hi,
Okay, so
Mr.
now
Rohit. So,
yeah, now I can hear you, sir. You can start your presentation, sir.
is it okay now? So, first we will start with the small kind of puzzle, and you have some limited amount of time for that. So, you all try to approach that. It is 45. Okay, 45. Chetna, it's math anxiety. Generally, math used to many of them connected with anxiety. So, what is anxiety? Anxiety is a kind of feeling that it's a kind of sense of paralysis where the fear will occur, and many students now, about 20% of students who approaches the math problem, they felt anxiety. It doesn't mean that they couldn't do the problem. When they approach the problem itself, their anxiety level. Here, we have to discuss an important thing about what makes a student's anxiety. Audio disturbed. So what makes this is known as anxiety cycle. So thing is, when the student start feeling anxiety is there, then heart rate will be there. The pressure of not being able to solve the sums fantastic. The heart starts fast and palm will get sweat and stomach will start. So the voice is the memory of that student will start affecting. Because of that, audio, you can stop your video. So because of check the connectivity, is it fine now?
It is fine now, so you can continue.
Mr. Arti Luteaser, whether not audible, is it audible now?
Sir, I can
So that I
hear
will
you. It is
proceed with the
audible.
first thing.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Anxiety is related with math. We are all are here to just to overcome from that, as well as we are going to kind of create a one kind of pedagogy where student will be happy to learn, as well as they will be easy to understand the process. So I actually about how math anxiety start approach when a student approach a problem. any kind of problem. It can be a math problem or any other problem. So what will happen to that problem? The heart rate will start faster, pump will be more, heart pump start faster, then palm will start sweating and stomach will start squeezing. So from that, what will happen? We have in part of our brain, it's known as working memory. That working memory will be get struggled and it couldn't focus to tackle the problem in front of us. So this is what makes the student poor performance. Poor performance. So that poor performance will lead again. So again, what will happen? That anxiety will continue. So this is the major of our students. It is 20% of our students fall into this math anxiety cycle. So now we have to identify the reason. The reason is what we tell to our children, even parents or teachers or peer group members. What are we telling our children? The one thing is, the first thing, we all consider math as a gift. You either have the gift or you don't have the gift. So if someone couldn't solve the problem, we will say that you don't have the gift to solve the math problems. If someone could solve the problem, we will label the student as you have the gift, you are a math person. So this one thing what will make the student is math is a gift. It is not for everyone. The students will start thinking it's not for everyone. The another important thing is from the pre-KG level or any grade, whenever the parents approaches the school or any for parent teacher meeting, they want to see the math teacher. The reason is they think that math is tough, math is so important. The so much pressure we give on the subject of math in front of the child, it makes the students to think math is so tough. So indirectly, verbally or non-verbally, we are stressing that math is tough. If you are smart, then you should be good at math. That kind of environment we all started creating around the students, around the children's mindset. If you are not smart, then you will be not good at math. If you are smart, definitely then you are good at math. So here math is very serious matter to us. How the children understand he couldn't solve the problem, right? When he couldn't solve the problem, then they will think that okay, I don't have the gift as a math. So when I don't have the gift, because math is tough, because I don't have the gift, because the math is tough, so I'm not smart. So from this point of time, the students will start detaching or moving away from the subject math, and they will start saying that I hate math, or they will start saying that I don't like the math class. So there will be a disconnection will start happening make the student to fall into, this disconnection will make the student to fall into psychology. One chapter we all fall into math anxiety cycle. That is nothing but the name of the chapter is algebra. Algebra. You all please put it in the chat. When you hear the word algebra, what is your mind? So here, math is a common issue which is being faced by many students, even by teachers. Because of math anxiety cycle, the student couldn't perform well as well as couldn't progress in other subjects also. The reason, one of the reason for is what we tell our children, even verbally or different. Sometimes we will show what is your mark. Okay, show me which chapter and subject. Even we can see many math tuition centers will be there. It's a kind of thing that indirectly gives you math is so important, and the subject the chapter which makes many people to fall into math anxiety is what comes to your mind. You all put your thoughts in the chat. What comes to your mind? What comes to your mind? How we can take it's abstract thinking, but we can make them feel and move. Algebra must flow from arithmetic. It has to be flown from arithmetic concept. Why it is so? Because up to grade 5 students used to solve many things related with numbers. But suddenly when they move to grade 6, they have been introduced with different terms known as variables and constants. So it makes the students feel lost. The one of the important reason is introduction to algebra. Sometimes it will be confusing and so like make the students to feel stressed lot. The reason for that, we will take this as an example. When there's a number 7 and when it sits together, it means when it fits together, how we will call it. When there's a number 7 and 5, it separately will say it is 7 and 5. But when it sits together, when it closer, how we used to call it? It is 75. But when it is 7 and x, we used to say it is 7x. From this place, the student will start thinking why there is a difference. So whenever I have 5, I used to read it as when two numbers are closer, I will combine with the place value concept and I will read it. But here, it means when two numbers are closer, 7x as well as we'll say 7x. But it's not 7x, it is 75. So this, so we have to focus how we are going to introduce the concept of algebra to the students. For that, we have to assure them that we know that just one extra step only. It's not something different. It is easy done in the up to grade 5, like subtraction, multiplication, and division. So everyone solve this problem, and you all can put it in the chat. The option A, there are 3 questions are visible on the screen. The first one is A and B and C. So 3 into 1 plus 2 minus 3 and 8 plus 9 and 6 into 9. It's not audible properly. I'm sorry. Right. In the meantime, I will fix. So you all started solving it. You didn't feel that something it is algebra problem. It's some simple basic thing which they have used. They used to do it in the class regularly up to grade 5. But now slowly we will take this arithmetic to the concept of unknown. This is a very important step because unknown thing is a very important concept which students has to understand in a proper way so that in future they won't have any kind of confusion. So how we can introduce the concept of unknown? Instead of that question mark, now we have replaced with some letters. It does not X. It can take any letter, and we are not supposed to use now at this point of time variable word. They will understand those things intuitively, and slowly they will understand what is that. So I request now put the what is the value of that letter. Fantastic. So now here what we do is we can give the same question and we can create another question and what is the try to solve this one first. So here the letter in the first case in the value of 22. Now in the second case it's going to take some value. What is the value of the second case? The red letter, the bold one. The second one answer. Narmada, ma'am, Narmada, Tulika, Sakshana, Madhu, Chaitla, heading, Strange thing. Fantastic. That is so important. Can anyone think and guess? Remains same. But here we should not say to the friends it is variable. Instead, placeholder. It is not understand by feed the letter x can take based on the equation something which is being framed, because generally they used to solve this kind of problem in the grade up to grade 5 also, but now we have just introduced instead of question mark the letter x, but we have to keep these two questions in the same page or same the blackboard. We should not erase the first one because the value of x is changed. So they will slowly understand it is changing. From there, they will slowly understand holder, and they will later get to know that it is variable. But it at this point of time, we are not supposed to reveal it like this is a variable. It can be changed always, but they will slowly understand it is a placeholder. Here I mean placeholder is glass. It can have water. It can have anything inside it. It depends. It can hold anything. So from here, exercise can be done in the class so that the concept of unknown will be familiarized students and they also feel happy to progress in this algebra chapter. Because so far we are not saying to the students the x is an unknown variable. We placed the question mark. We started flowing from arithmetic. Arithmetic is nothing but addition, subtraction, multiplication, division problems. We just train vocabulary with question mark on the right hand side, but slowly replace the question mark with some letters, and we shown to the students the letters can take, the same letter can take different values under different scenarios. So we might understanding that, oh my god, okay, the letter is changing, the value of that particular letter is changing. But no variable later. So until now we are not supposed to reveal that. Now what is the best exercise we can take? Exercise, the class, pebbles. We can take some pebbles in our hand and we can just hide it and say I have some pebbles in my hand. If I add 5, it will become 10. What is, how many pebbles I'm having in my hand? So I'm just repeating, take some pebbles in hand and hide some pebbles at your back, holding it in your hand and hide it at your back, and say to your students, I have some pebbles. If I add 5 to it, it will become 10. So how many pebbles I'm having? Wow, Miss Sheila, Neil, Madhu, Maths. Wow, someone is taking the exercise 5. Still, we can just into next thing. I have take out 3 pebbles from that. I will have 7. I have some pebbles in my hand. If I take 3, it will become 7. So how many pebbles I am having? I have some pebbles in my hand. If I take 3 out of it, it becomes 7. If I take 3 out of it, it will become 7. Sheila, Anil, Pujar, Nagashri, Martha Gomes. Wow, fantastic. So what actually we are doing here is we are trying to introduce the concept of unknown slowly into the mind of students based on their logical reasoning. We are not saying that some variable x plus 5 is equal to 10 or x minus 3 is equal to 10. We are just changing the process. Now we can slowly introduce it like little bit complex. I have some pebbles. If I double it, it will become 14. If I double the pebbles, it will become 14. So how many pebbles I'm having? If I double the pebbles, it will become 14. 14, 1, 4. So how many pebbles I'm having in my hand? Wow. Sheila, Anil, Pujaram, and Lavina Manju, Ritu Roy, Hena Sadija, Rasmi, Narmada. Fantastic. You all are responding. So I hope. Now what actually we did here, it will be a beautiful exercise to the students. A plus 5 is equal to 10. are changing the variable like the letter, because we can take simply 3 minus 3 is equal to 7, 3 plus 3 is equal to 7. So we are not following kind of procedure to solve it. They are all solving using their mind and by a thinking. Here, the thing is, they are studying the algorithms, but they are studying their mind and their feeling and their logical abilities. So from now, the concept of unknown will like put there in mind. They feel happy. Okay, unknown is something which we don't know. It can take any kind of letter. From now, what we can do is we can directly jump straight into simple situational problems. I'm sorry. From now, we can take straight into simple situational problems. Before this, I like to add a few points here. The thing is, even in our textbooks in grade 6 or even in NCF, National Curriculum Framework, they have stated first let the student solve some kind of expression based problem or equation, then he can slowly taken into word problems. Even when you notice the problems in given in exercises, the first two thumbs will be a expression based or equation based, x plus 3 or x plus 5 is equal to 6. We have to solve it and we have to find it. But which is the right approach which will benefit the student is, first we have to introduce the some simple situational problems so that they will start working on that. From that real world or real problems, we can slowly take them into abstract concepts. We should not directly introduce the abstract concept the first. So for example, I'm just showing a simple problem. We used to call it as word problem. So you all can try, because a candy will is a close to the child mind. A candy cost rupees 10. I got some candies and I paid rupees 100, and the shopkeeper gave me back rupees 20. How many candies did I buy? So it's a simple thing. Students used to go and buy some candies in shops, and they will give them back money, thinking. But what is the beauty is, we should not give first the equation based problem. We have to introduce simple situational problems which relevant to the child. We have to make relevant to the child so that the students feel comfortable, because he may experience that kind of situation. We cannot give a kind of situation problem which the student doesn't experience real life. But what actually this is nothing but 10x plus 20 is equal to 100. If you give a child that 10x plus 20 is 100 and you ask the child to solve, he'll be confused. He might again fall into the anxiety, math anxiety, and started hating the math subject. Instead, allow him to think, let him figure out any ways to solve the problem, or let take 100 rupees in the hand and give to his friend and let him get 20 rupees back and feel it really. He's having 80 rupees in his hand right now. So 81 is 10. So we can do in many ways. So the idea is we have to jump straight into simple situational problems after getting the idea of unknown. Once the concept of unknown, which is flown from arithmetic to algebra, then we have to jump into simple situational problems. Slowly, where the student understand there is a variable, but we are not supposed to reveal it. We are supposed to say that it is unknown and it is a variable. We can simply say that the text, because we don't know that, so we some letters. So now what we can do, another important thing is we can develop the problem. See the complexity of the problem. Start adding layers to the problem. Start adding layers to the problem. It is the same situation which is earlier given. Now you all can try. A candy cost rupees 10. I got 5 candies, the same thing. But I have added, if I have to give the candies to 4 kids, how many will each get? How many each will get? It's fine. Voices breaking. Wow. Many have started answering. Fantastic. So cannot show. So this is the way which we can slowly introduce to the child so that they will feel comfortable. Now, I'm just going to show you some important thing about the you all, if you have your paper and pen, you can think of it and try to solve this problem. It is being shown on the screen. How a child is going to approach this particular problem. How a child will approach this particular problem. As like a grade 7 child think and started solving it. Here, I want to important thing that is generally we used to students take this plus 4 to the right hand side, just become we used to say this, the plus 4 will become minus 4. From there we will do the subtraction 28. Then we will say take this 3 which is on the left hand to the right hand side, which will become a division, which will division divide. So now we will get x is equal to 24 by 3. But here this plus 4, if it goes to right hand side, it becomes minus 4. This is not the case. It will never happen like that. The plus 4 remains plus 4. The 3x is 3x only. It can't go to the right hand side and it will become division. This thing, it's a humble request. We have to slowly change how we express the students, how we explain to the students this particular thing. The reason we all the child will understand procedural method. He don't know how plus 4 will become minus. It will never happen in real life. I am Vignesh. I can't say that person immediately. I will have to explain to him. Can we say it is not possible, right? The same thing as plus 4. Then what happens? What happens? Fantastic. It on both sides. Fantastic. But how we can make the student to feel it? Fantastic. You all are saying the same thing, opposite. I think of a number multiplied 3 when it added. Fantastic. Chaitanya had it. It is known as of equation equal to symbol, because we used to say when the plus 4 crosses the equal to sign, equal to symbol, and it will become minus 4. Instead, we can take the physical balance to the class. Physical balance, that literally we have physical balance, right? We can take to the class, show to the child in front of the students. We can place 1 kg weight stone on the right hand side, and the left hand side, or we can place some tomatoes or something. When it is being balanced, the equal is valid, the equal to is valid. But when I take one tomato from one side, what will happen? That balance will be disturbed. If I want to maintain the balance, I have to remove some amount of weight from that stone. So here what happens, if I want to make the equal, if I want to make it balanced, I have to disturb on both the sides. So one of the Sheila Anil mentioned that we have to operate on both sides. We have to operate on both sides. That is the best thing. Transposing method, from my point of view, I'm just generalizing. From my point of view, it's my personal view. It is not the right way of introducing the concept of algebra to the students. Transposing method, because in transposing method, we used to say plus 4 will become minus 4 when it crosses equal to symbol. It will never give a real logic feeling to the child. He will think one kind of item will become another one. So from now, students to understand algebra, instead of saying linear, quadratic, polynomial based on the degree, allow the child to draw, because at that point of time child will know how to draw using the graph, because he is in grade 7. So at that point of time child can express draw, and he will feel comfortable with some different things, and he itself come to an idea, he or she itself come to an idea that something is different, something is unique, or something is similar to all. So now, using this visual in the traditional one method, you all can try. So that is 3x plus 4 is equal to 28. So one of the late Haggerty have things mentioned. So I'm just going to hide thing 3. That will make dash plus 4 is equal to 28. If I add plus 4 with what number is 28, dash plus 4 is equal to 28. You all can put your thoughts. 24, fantastic. So now 3x is, so 3 into what will give 24? 3 into what number will give us, what number will give 24? 3 into, it is nothing but it is 8. So here in transposing, or instead of operate on both sides, even we can get the answer using the sense. Sometimes we couldn't get the answer, in the sense we couldn't figure out what number will be there. Sometimes the fractions, our brain might not able to compute it. So at the time, if a student is being started using the methods, they feel comfortable and they feel challenged, and they will start taking the tool. For example, to break something, he has to try first. If he couldn't do that break, he couldn't break that object, then he can take the help of any tool. So at initial point of time, if we give tool, he don't know whether he could be broken by my strength, or I couldn't broke that. So let the child feel, think first, try and attempt, and let them fail it, and then take the tool. So one more thing is the final request is slower we do algebra initially date. So how slow we do algebra at initial point of time, it will help us to make the child to understand faster, because many students drop out from the school or they started hating the subjects because of the chapter algebra. It will become complex when they are not good at the basic, that foundational stage. Slowly we show puzzles. Here apple will become kind of thing which is unknown. So they feel okay, this is the challenge, they will start solving it. So what I mean here at the whole thing is the way we introduce the concept to a child matters a lot. How we are introducing the concept to a child. So, for example, to summarize how we did is, the first thing is we have taken the math anxiety as a problem. So that is a problem which many people started facing. The math anxiety has to be removed from the child. So how, what we can do? First, we need to know what are the reason for that. The one important reason is, we used to say the math is a gift. Math is the toughest subject, and it's very important. The more we stress on it, the more pressure creates on it. And we will say the math people are the best people, the smarter people. If someone talks in Tamil or English or any other language, they'll never mind about the person. But in case of a child already 100 out of 100 in math, we feel it is a smarter student and he is a better student. So we have to change the perspective, because the students started observing that he couldn't solve the problem. They all started thinking, I don't have the gift, or I couldn't uh, approach the problem because it is toughest one. Because of that, I am not smart, so I don't like this subject, or they fall into anxiety cycle. The one chapter we take today is algebra. The one reason we have to change what we tell to children. The second thing is chapter. This is algebra. So how we want to introduce to the child is, the first we have to take from the algebra. We have to introduce the some problems. 7 plus 6 is equal to what? From there, we have to slowly replace the question mark by letters with that. We can place 2 3 problems on the same or on the same board without erasing the older one. So they will understand the same letter can hold any kind of number. So they will understand the concept of variable without, from our side, we are not saying that it is variable, but they will start understanding. From there, we can take slowly to the concept of unknown. The one exercise which we suggested is, we can take some pebbles in our hand and we can hide it at the back, and we can say, I have some pebbles. If I add 5, I will get 10. If I add 3, I will get 8. They will start thinking. So they will know, knowing the unknown is something which we don't know, and they will start figuring. They will feel happy. And we have to, because instead of so, they have first mentioned expression, that is equation solving, and slowly going to word problems, situational problems. But my suggestion is, we have to start with situational problem first, then we can take them to the abstract concept of equation solving. And we should not use transposing method, because it is not real. They will understand the concept in the way like procedural method. They don't know why it is happening. For that, we can take the physical balance to the classes, and they will feel happy because something is disturbed. That equal to symbol makes the both equal. If something is disturbed on one side, it has to be disturbed on the other side. That is, one of the members said, friend said, that operate on both sides. So we have to disturb on both the sides so that we can get the balance. So we can go with that method. And we have shown visualize algebra. We are not saying that it is quadratic, it is cubic, it is polynomial, it's different type of linear equation. Instead, we give them with the drawing. grandmother find out the similarity between it, and they will come out with this is linear, this is quadratic, something different, this is unique. So this is the way which we can slowly introduce it, so that they will feel happy, relaxed. So we have to keep it real in the sense which has to be relevant to the child. What really makes, when you create a simulation problem, it should be relevant to the child perspective, and it should be fun, like using the pebbles game in the class, because they are feeling fun and engaging. And the important thing is we have to keep it slow, because algebra makes many students fall into math anxiety cycle. We have to put a stop to that. So from this, if we change our way introducing the concept to a child, it will definitely makes a greater impact in his learning path. So we have to focus, instead of new concepts, we have to focus the concept which we have to introduce in what ways, the ways which makes it real, fun, engaging, and we have to do it slowly. That's so important. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful session. Now we will move to the
Rohit,
question and answer. So, if
if
any
you
of
have
the
any
participant
questions,
have any, yeah, if any of the participant have any questions which you can want to ask to the sir, then you can please mention in the comments.
and from my side, it's a kind request. When you fill the feedback form, kindly fill your things in detail, because and I'm sorry for the technical issue which happened at the earlier, the beginning of session, and I think that in later it doesn't. And you can feel free, and please mention your what you have takeaway, key takeaways, and you can ask any questions if you have on the chat option. It's most welcome, and I'm happy to. I can see many. Thank you so much. Very useful ideas. I'm so happy. The idea is like we have to I would like to address. Really useful. Thank you. Any questions over there? You can please put it in the chat. We get feedback from useful session. It is a YouTube live only, so that we can see it again. And here I want to thank Mr. Ramesa, who is my mentor, and he's my. I got inspired from him. It was interesting. I would like to hear any questions from you. Thank you so much, everyone. Martha Nagastri, Mamta Ma'am, Honeybee. Any questions? Or I will challenge with something. It will 8. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'd like to hear any questions regarding algebra or any chapters or any math related concepts. Okay. Yes, I please, Mr. Gurbeet Kar Hora. We have some question. Have some question. I'll share my email ID if you have it. So that might be the one of the important reason. The demand, where is the demand? So based on the demand, the school system works, and based on demand, education providers, that is teachers, also has to work. And thank you so much. I hope the teachers will be taking this forward. And I want this, you all, like, you please put this in your classes and you can share your experiences, what makes a child feel different. Because grade 5, up to grade 5, many people like math, but when it goes to grade 6, 7, 8, they slowly coming out of it, like coming out of from family. They will start detaching from the family, and from 9 and 10 they will completely hate math. So, but not receive the message. Okay, so this is my email ID. If you have, I like to hear your experiences. If you experience, if you try this in your classes, and you can share your experiences and how it went, share your ideas so that we can put it in the classes. Because the whole idea is we have to reimagine the mathematics education, which makes a child to feel fun and make relevance. It is not nothing more than that. Student to feel happy when they learn math. Thank you so much. I got one question. Big thanks. Thank you so much for your session. Sir, for your reply.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Mr.
Thank
Subir
you.
Saravara.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Thank you,
Angles, if
Mr. M. Vignesh sir, for
possible.
very, yeah. Thank you, Mr. M.
Angles.
Vignesh sir, for a very engaging and informative session for
Can you
our
please
community of
make it
teachers.
clear? Angles, if possible. Like, sorry.
All right. So, yeah, thank you, Mr. Vignesh, for a very engaging and informative session for
Thank you
our
so much.
community of teachers. And I'm sure that our teachers have got a lot of takeaways from this session. And thank you so much, all the participants, for engaging with us today. To register for more such upcoming webinars, please visit my center. Thank you all.